Good.
Well, I guess
I don't have to change tires anymore.
Yeah.
Be playing that. I think it's
Yeah.
We used to do a lot of that. We used to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. It's got dust on it.
Oh, you got the PS4 in there.
Yeah.
What's your favorite video game?
We used to play a lot of Madden,
FIFA sometimes.
FIFA. Yeah, we didn't even.
When NCAA comes out, like, I'm gonna be doing
Oh, dude, we missed it. We used to play it all the time back in the day.
really?
dude.
Yeah. I mean, is that next year for real?
Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully your guys' I guess remastered version will be on there, maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Oh, that'd be cool.
How did that happen? I was wondering about that.
Oh, I'm rocking.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, wow.
Okay, forever ago. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, actually, like how they got on there.
It was before we were on the label, I think, right? Was it?
That's right. Right
Not
at the
sure.
beginning.
Yeah, sometimes those things just fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
As long as you say yes.
It's pretty cool to be on that.
It goes away. It happens.
Yeah, no, it was. I was debating whether I asked you at the end or the start, because I mean we're in a fraternity. How the hell the whiskey, like, how'd that come about? Like, you guys started with like brand do that?
Yeah.
There's a company that we used to do all these shows up in New York. That they would sponsor a lot of those shows, and so we met some of those guys, and we drank a lot of whiskey. So that was a thing. We just always, we drank Tennessee whiskey, and so it was kind of like, are you guys able to do Tennessee whiskey? And they were like, yeah, actually we can. And so then we got into more of a conversation. We did like some taste testing, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they sent us like 4 different.
That's so
leads.
cool.
Like,
That's
things timed in. And they were like, all right, what do you guys think? We're like, shh.
We're basically like brand ambassadors, I guess.
Yeah.
Is what you would kind of say. But
Yeah, 3 chord.
really nice people though.
Oh, that's cool.
Would you say that's the best whiskey you've had?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was,
Hey, the answer is yes. It's
Yeah.
the best
Oh,
thing
yeah.
ever. Yeah.
That's not a very good marketing
my
strategy.
fault. I didn't hear the question right.
Yeah, the right answer is yes.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good though. We tasted 4 or 5, maybe 6 different versions that they make, but we had to make sure that ours was all Kentucky or Tennessee, no Kentucky blend,
Right.
because it's important to us.
Because it's all Tennessee whiskey.
You had the
That's pretty cool.
Well, you had the one question.
Well, that was
Craig wanted to ask. You want to
Wait.
ask?
Oh yeah.
really wanted
So
to
I was
ask
listening to
a
like your music, and I saw like I heard like a lot of rock in it. Like what are like some bands like you feel like influenced like your kind of like style of like country rock?
we saw the Taylor Hawkins.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top.
Yeah, it's definitely one of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's, I grew up. We all kind of grew up listening to Nirvana and stuff like that. Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine is a big one for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, anything Dave Grohl touches is
Yeah.
pretty great. There's a lot of bands, like a lot of UK bands, like Royal Blood. They have a really good rock scene over there that kind of is, I think, light years ahead of kind of what we're doing over here. And so you find those cool little bands that nobody knows about over there. I like that kind of scene. But yeah, a lot of old stuff. ZZ Top, Neil Young,
Metallica.
Petty.
Oh yeah, I love it. What's your favorite Metallica song?
Master Puppets, probably.
Mine's Fade to Black.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, no, he's
in. He's
yeah.
in,
We're
man.
going to Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Killer.
you wanted to ask about the Foo Fighters too. Ask that one.
Oh yeah.
Both of them.
That's like my favorite band. I've got like 6,000 minutes on Apple Music listening to them. So I was like, do you guys listen to Foo Fighters? Because obviously, so like, what's your like favorite song? Like, how did you guys get into Foo Fighters?
Wow, I got the first record.
First album. Really.
For real? Oh, I love it so
It
much.
came out and you were just like, oh wait, so this is the drummer from Nirvana, but he's singing, and you had to get your head around that. I was 13, 14 years old. You guys probably weren't even born yet.
Yeah, my dad saw them at the Newport when they were like, my dad's like 52.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Yes.
43.
Yeah. He was probably in his like his 20s.
But yeah,
The Color and the Shape, when that came out. Honestly, when The Pretender came out, we were in LA in our old band, and I remember like driving around in LA and that came on. That sticks in my brain. Like we were just like, what?
we only had like
this new
we only
Right.
had 3 CDs though too, I think, and we finally got that one. We got the Chili Peppers, one of those, the Starcadium, Acadium, whatever, and then Green Day, American Idiot, and so we were just like hauling through those in a TT Cruiser driving around LA.
Yeah, I just started to like
I
get.
grew up on that stuff too.
Yeah, man.
That's what I listened to.
Yeah, we're big Foo fans. I saw him 2 weeks ago in LA or Ohana Fest. I don't know if you know
Oh, yeah. He went out there.
what that place. I produced Chris Shiflett, the guitar player's records. So I was standing from here to you. Dave watching them. me and
That's
my wife.
sick.
And next to me was Eddie Vedder and his wife, and then John, the famous tennis player, McEnroe.
Oh, really?
Tennis guys.
And then Chrissy Hine from the Pretenders, ironically, was right
He
there.
texted us. He was like, "This rock star hang right now is unreal."
Yeah, you guys wouldn't believe what's happening.
Yo, Dave Grohl is an Ohio guy.
That's what I heard.
Oh, that's right.
It's
That's
like
right.
he's
Yeah.
He's from Virginia, is what he says, but he's
Yeah.
born in Ohio.
because I think he grew up in Virginia, but
Yeah.
he was born here. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Chrissy Hine also from
Yeah.
Ohio. She's born in Akron.
Akron. Yeah.
What do you guys think of Ohio?
We always have a good time here, man. Especially
You were
here.
with Co. Man,
Yeah.
I want to go. My family was in Florida now, so I was down there.
Oh,
But,
gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah,
we,
I love
we always
it
have
up
good
here.
shows in Ohio. Everywhere from, really from Cincinnati all the way up to the lake.
I feel like other than maybe, I don't know, I can't name one off the top of my head.
Are you going to the Dusty up in?
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
I think we might be bigger in Ohio than we are in most states.
It's
in America.
definitely top.
It's always
2 or
been a
3.
good one for us.
Yeah.
I love this venue too.
This venue's
Yeah.
amazing.
So awesome.
It's like a mini Ryman with no seats
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's a less haunted rave.
and less.
That's what it kind of reminds me of in Milwaukee.
I don't know. Today there's 3 minutes in weird. Yeah, it's always fun up here, man.
What is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Love is War. That was on Times Square. You guys were there.
Yeah.
What? My old college is right outside New York, and like I feel like it's every kid's dream to see themselves on like billboards.
It's
up
cool.
there.
We
What was
never had
like?
that before, yeah. As long as we've been doing this shit, that's never happened before. And we were like,
We happened to be there that day.
yeah.
So it was running that day.
We were
there
like
that
waiting
day.
for it. We were like, locked in on the one billboard out of the screen out of the 1,000 screens. We're like, all right, it's coming. Oh shit, there it is.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was a really cool moment. And we do you guys know about the naked cowboy?
Dude, watch
he
that.
goes, no. He's kind of famous, but he runs around in Times Square. Just this dude, like this kind of Tarzan-looking dude, in whitey tighties, and on the back of it, and that's all he has on, and cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, and it says the naked cowboy, I think, on his ass or something.
That's crazy.
But so he's in like half of the shots that we took because he's like right behind us playing his guitar. Dude.
It's like a Times Square staple. He's been there for like 20 years, like panhandling. Like
But we saw him on like an award show or something. It's like when like the CMAs or ACMs went to New York one year and he was on there or something. That's when I even knew he existed. But yeah, so it was a fun moment.
Yeah. This is kind of like one of the only deep questions, but I feel like your new album, for me, it's like a lot more vulnerable and stuff. Is it like hard to like kind of go to that kind of like level and stuff there, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
It is. And that's why it took so long too.
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
There were probably times in my mind on this next record I didn't know there was going to be a next record.
Yeah.
We were just we were burnt. Yeah, you were coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
All that shit where we couldn't tour. Yeah, so there's some deeper shit in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure.
And then another one was like, I feel like I always see you guys on tour. Like you guys are always doing stuff. You're always performing. Is that just something like you love, or like you kind of talk about like life on tour a little bit?
Well, it's all about the girls and the money, man.
yeah, they're all. You can see how many of them are on here.
Yeah. No, if we were in it for that, we'd be in the wrong.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we grew up together, all three of us. Literally, I've known these guys since I was 14, 15 years old, and it's
So like 10 years.
Yeah, finally 21. It's for us. I think it's a journey, right? And so we kind of feel like we're here.
Yeah.
We started down here, and we're trying to get to here. And so it's as long as we keep going up, that we'll keep doing it. But yes, it's a lot of traveling, but it's fun for me. I guess you guys have.
You guys having fun?
Yeah. Some nights.
We're having fun?
Some nights are more fun than others. Like tonight will be fun.
Yeah, tonight's always packed. Blue State's always killer.
But you find yourself in a field in Iowa, in the middle of the nowhere with no internet or nothing, and you got to play for 10 people. That sucks. But they're paying you $50,000. You're like, fuck yeah. But then you're like, oh no. It costs us that much to get here.
No,
This bus ain't cheap.
Yeah, I think I was like, I don't know the quote exactly, but I think like the moment I was like a big fan, I saw like you guys were saying like about your songs, like if they were always like a number one, like you wouldn't have like, I don't know, more or less fun with it, but it's fun to like chase that and just put out good stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we get that number one, we're done.
Well,
It was like from an article a while ago.
Most people are not most. A lot of I say this all the time. So this might be what you're talking about, but like there's probably 2 or 3 people that have number ones in the last couple of weeks that can't sell what we sold.
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of all. I mean, granted, if you'd have a band that actually sells tickets like we and work like we do, and did have a number one, that's a whole different level.
Yeah.
That means that would fucking rule for us. You know what I mean?
We're just trying to get the Foo Fighters status.
Yeah,
it's,
right.
it's taking a while, man.
trying to get the Foo Fighters tour. That's what I'm trying to do.
So I don't want to disrespect you guys' time.
Yeah, we
No,
do.
you're fine.
I got one more question. So we're in a fraternity. It's all about brothership, bonds, and you guys have been getting together since we say kindergarten.
High school.
14.
High school.
That, I mean, might as
High
well
school.
be.
No, yeah.
Close enough. Feels
So
I was still in
what's your favorite memory from just in the band or just being together as you three guys?
Is there a story?
Yeah, I have one that's the first one was 2013 when we finally got at midnight got on our first bus, and it was one of those moments where, like I said, we've been traveling in a van since I had been traveling in a van since I was 19, so I think we got it when I was 32, 33, something like that. And we all set up here, we cracked open beers, got a bottle of whiskey, you know. I don't think any of us slept that night because we were just so excited. And then we called our manager the next day and said, you know, we're never going back to a van, so we got to keep this thing going because it really is expensive. So that moment was very, very, it's very memorable to me, even though we got pretty wasted that night. The other one is the first time we headlined the Ryman.
Ryan, that's what I was going to say. He stole mine, so he got two, so that's my one.
Well, you know,
yeah.
It's the same story.
That's funny. We hadn't gotten that question though. That's probably the first thing that popped out in my head was that first. I think it was 2017.
We had all our family there, and everybody's crying.
Yeah.
We
I mean,
literally
we grew
walk out
up
on
in Nashville.
stage.
It's like playing the.
Yeah, they call it the
thing
Mother
you can
Church.
play in.
We walk out there, and you're playing where Johnny Cash and I mean, name it, you know, Elvis, fucking
Randall Opry, man.
Yeah, and so we walk out there before we even hit a note. We all start crying and just did a bow like we just played the best show ever.
Yeah.
But it was great. But we've done it twice since that time too. So
Yeah, the Steven Tyler thing.
Steven
that
Tyler
pops
was
out.
cool.
That pops out. He came on stage and had Steve some Sweet Emotion with us at a club show in Nashville for like 1,000 people. It was like playing here, and Steven Tyler came on stage and sang with us. It was like,
Yeah,
oh my God,
it was
we're
I wasn't aware of that.
sorry, we're stealing all the shit from Neil. With Neil's, all of those.
it was like I don't have any.
We gave you three, so there you go.
Yeah.
The Steven Tyler show was crazy though. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that pops in there.
Yeah, I have two things that's cool.
Yeah, man, you're good.
So one is like we have a lot of like kids and stuff that watch this show, and like our whole
I thought you were saying you guys all have kids.
Yeah, we got lots of kids.
no, like kind of watch some of the biggest things. Like we have a lot of athletes, and they're like talking about like recruiting different things. But from your guys' perspective, like you guys have dealt with like a lot to get to this stage. Like, what is the best piece of advice you give like a kid trying to like chase his dream?
Well, if it's songwriting, I would say, you know, I always say like learn something from everybody you're doing that with. You know, so if you're co-writing, go every room you go in, try to learn what either to do or not to do. And I think that kind of works across the board, probably even with sports. It's like you see somebody doing something rad, and you're like, oh yeah, all right. Or if you see somebody doing something stupid, you're like, nah, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I mean, I always tell young kids that are in bands playing, keep writing songs and keep playing shows.
Yeah.
Like just keep doing it.
And it's kind of like practice. It's kind of with sports. It's like fundamentals. You know, it's like when we haven't played in a while. You know, it's like we got to practice. We got to get back up to speed. You know, so it's like every show is kind of like it's like game day.
And try not to get your significant other pregnant until you're ready.
also,
That's some real
also
shit, man.
Yes, sir.
That one goes out to you there.
Yeah.
With the cool jacket and boots on.
It's like,
Hey, watch yourself tonight, because these Cadillac girls, man, they might get after you.
They tried.
We'll see what happens. Killer.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate your time.
It's a very cool way to do an interview, man.
Yeah.
I tell you.